The third Noahide law concerns the prohibition of murder. This is one of the most universal of the laws, and the one that most clearly shows that the Noahide commandments are not primarily theological, but ethical. No society can exist without a basic protection of human life. In the Tanakh, this law is grounded in the story of Noah. After the flood, humanity is given a clear responsibility. Whoever takes a human life violates something that was created in the image of God. The text does not say that life itself is holy in a metaphysical sense, but it establishes that the human being holds a unique status. Taking a life is a grave act because the human being represents God in the world. This perspective is essential. Human worth does not rest on achievement, status, or usefulness, but on the relationship to God. All human beings are created in the image of God, and all have the potential to be servants of God. For this reason, no person may be reduced to a means, an enemy, or a problem to be removed. Rabbinic tradition develops this further. The Talmud uses strong language when it says that one who saves a single life is regarded as though he has saved an entire world. This is not a metaphysical claim about infinity, but an ethical statement about responsibility. Each human being carries a future within them, relationships, actions, and the potential to serve God. To take a life is to cut all of this short. The third Noahide law is therefore understood more broadly than a ban on direct killing alone. It also includes actions that place life in serious danger and situations in which one could reasonably have prevented the loss of life but chose not to do so. Life is not only to be respected in theory, but actively protected in practice. This becomes especially clear when we face ethical dilemmas such as war. Jewish tradition is realistic. War can occur, and self-defense may be necessary. At the same time, war is never an ideal. Even when violence is considered permitted, the goal is not victory as many lives as possible. Intention matters. Violence can only be justified when the alternative would lead to a greater loss of life. This has concrete consequences for how war is conducted. Enemy prisoners of war must be treated with dignity. Once a person no longer poses an immediate threat, the justification for violence against them ends. Even the enemy is created in the image of God and retains the potential to be a servant of God. The third Noahide law therefore sets limits even in extreme circumstances. In the modern world, this law is tested in new ways. Many lives are lost not through individual acts, but through systems, warfare that harms civilians, political decisions that create suffering, or technological power exercised without sufficient ethical reflection. The law forces us to ask a difficult question. Do our choices protect life, or do they make life easier to sacrifice? Rabbinic tradition also reminds us of responsibility through inaction. One who sees life endangered and has the ability to intervene, but chooses not to do so, may bear a degree of responsibility. Ethics is not only about what we do, but also about what we fail to do. The third Noahide law is a minimum requirement for what it means to be righteous as a non-Jew. It demands no confession of faith, but a basic respect for the human being as the image of God. The law draws a clear boundary. No one has the right to declare that another human life is without value. In the end, this law reminds us of something fundamental. Human life does not belong to us. It is precious to God, and therefore must be treated with restraint, responsibility, and humility, even when circumstances are difficult, and even when the person before us is called an enemy. Thank you for listening. Peace and blessings to you all.